What's going on, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. What's going on, good people? What's going on? Good. Can y'all hear me? Go to Slim, my boy. What it do? Why you hate my shirt, Tommy? Like, what the fuck? Hey, y'all do me a favor and block World Class. That nigga just don't know how to follow instructions. Wonder where he got that from. All right, he started the shit. Y'all come on in, man. Let me cook for a second. Tommy, why you got a problem with my shirt, bro? Come on, fool. Stop hating, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Damn, niggas just be hating on my shirt, man. Noble come in talking about, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Why? Why? You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it, bro. Like, but guess what? If you come on this panel tonight, guess what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, it's my turn. It is. You told me it was my turn. You talk.
Oh. Hey man, I like my shit buttoned up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me unbutton it. You comfortable now? You like the shirt now? Look at that, nigga. Damn, niggas come in with the bullshit, man. Niggas just. It's my turn now. I got the mic, so please. I got a seafood boy shirt on. Get your ugly ass back. What happened to this Noble in this picture, bro? This was before Teej Henley booted your ass. Okay. All right, man. So look, we got some things to talk about. I'm not gonna keep dealing with these trolling. Hey, one more troll, one more little inappropriate joke on a conversation like tonight. I need y'all to block them. Matter of fact, keep playing. I'm gonna take your wrench, nigga. Tommy, I was thinking about giving you a wrench. One more joke, nigga. One more Warrior statement. One more Memphis Grizzlies statement, and you blocked. You're not getting a wrench. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Act like y'all got some sense. Let's be civilized tonight. She said give her the Kendrick cam. I can't give you the Kendrick cam, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I just left my daughter's little competition. You know, they had one at the home base because they canceled the Nashville show, so they wanted to still have a show. So I got in there just in time. She did her thing. My baby was at the front of the line, you feel me? Proud papa right here. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said, "What's up, Sakari? Yeah, Alexi has shown to be a deadly assassin. I'll give her that for sure." All right, so I'm not talking to you, Siri. That shit weird to me. That's still weird to me. But we're gonna talk about this Mama D and Lil Scrappy situation. I'm gonna get into it. I don't plan on being too long tonight. Kind of wanted to talk about it, right? Because I think it's a lot of things that we need to examine and break down about this dynamic with her and her son. And, you know, I want to go ahead and say this, sisters, this is not an attack on you, but it's something that you need to be cognizant of and you need to understand. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be talking about my shirt. Niggas came in with the whole wrong vibe. Let that man sauce up, man. Y'all, see, that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all old niggas like to wear starter jackets and British Knights and shell toe Adidas and shit. Stop hating, fool. I'm gonna show one thing I can show you old niggas is how to sauce it up, bro. I'm gonna show you how to sauce it up. You know what I'm saying? You say I'm eating I look like I'm at a seafood boil. Cool. Let me show you how to sauce it up, dude. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get to it though. But I want to show y'all the clip right quick. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the clip first. Then I'm gonna show you something else that was interesting, right? So let's get to it. Just a second. Boom, boom. I wanted to show y'all the whole video, but you know what I'm saying? The Shade Room they be on some bullshit, so I ain't got time to go through that, right?
I grew up in a whorehouse. Grew up in a trap house. All I knew was that, you know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and like you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child
to,
point of view.
you never had to sleep with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on mama dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on mama just you know what I'm saying? The way I was raised, I had to deal with that because everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with it because ain't nobody come and take me to give me no help. Ain't nobody got me no help. I learned about that when I got older.
Okay. So do you
know this real? Because like this this in my head, my whole life, in my head. This I go through, I can't even go to her, she hard. I can't go to you hard. So I'm on the concrete, my granddaddy ain't that hard.
Wow.
But guess what? And I ain't taking nothing. I grew up in a whorehouse. I grew up in a trap house.
Yep.
So all I knew was that, you know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and like you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child
to.
Point of view.
You never had.
Right. So when you notice off the bat, she can't just sit there and listen. Let me put this amazing shirt back in the front. Right. She can't just sit there and listen. She has to have a response. She has to say something. It's like it's too much for her to take with her son just being vulnerable. That's the first thing I noticed. Wow. Yes. And you know, from a child's point of view, what other point of view is he gonna have? Why do you feel the need to say that? Why do you feel the need to talk instead of listen? I wonder what old dudes would say about this show right here. I wonder what they would say. Would they say he's weak? Would they say you young niggas just complain, right? Would that be the gist of what was going on? Would they say that? If I had to bet money, I would say old niggas would say we're just complaining. But you wanted that same thing that he's doing right now. You wanted to be able to say that. You wanted to be heard. And you wasn't. And you understand what it's like to not be heard. You understand what it's not to be thought about and cared for in the way that you thought you should have been. But as you got older, you just accepted it and said, well, that's just life. And anybody that comes after your mentality is, I had to go through it, so you'll be fine. gonna keep playing some more of it. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Amber Marie Green. I met her at Humble Dad Show. Dope individual, beautiful lady. And she has a very different perspective that I think y'all guys should definitely check out. Yeah, we linked on the Humble Dad Show. We had a great conversation. And she said she would come through. So I appreciate you for keeping your word. Much appreciated. But let's watch a little bit more of it. I'm gonna bring it back.
Had to sleep with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Hold on, I'm sorry. He had to sleep in the room with his mama 24/7. Now, me and Tez have talked about this several times, right? We've had to talk about this several times and how it's a problem how these boys are being babied. You thought the millennials had it bad. What do you see this next class, right? They getting babied like a motherfucker. And they also being warriors in an emotional way. It's going to get worse. It's definitely going to get worse. So looking at this woman, it brings back memories for me, but I'm not going to quite get there yet. I just kind of want to break this down a little bit more. I want y'all to get somewhat of an understanding. So let's keep going. But he slept in the bed with her most of his child life. Just keep watching.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on my dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on my just.
You never had to walk in on MFers smashing, right? Well, what's going on, Savannah? Appreciate you for coming through. Your covering has already arrived, so you're safe, right? So bro, I got so many thoughts and emotions when I see this type of stuff because I understand it on a different level. Now, my mama wasn't no madam who, prostituted women. That ain't what she did. You know what I'm saying? My mama wasn't no dope girl. At least when I was a child, I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's prevalent in one side of my family, it wouldn't put it past me. I wouldn't put it past if she ever did it, right? But all right, I got you. Hold on. Let's time World Class out for a second. Since he want to play while I'm having this conversation, we're gonna time you out for a minute. Time this nigga out, right? This man want to play games, but and I actually hit the timeout button. And you see that? So this man made me lose my train of thought, man. I mean, no, I'm gonna turn my comments off. I'm not even gonna pay attention to this shit right now. So, looking at what he's seen from his mama, like he's seen some of the worst stuff you can see as a boy from your mother, right? It hits a lot of stuff hits different when it's your mama. You can get past some stuff, right? You can shake some people off. You can, try to find a way to rationalize it with people that don't care about you, right? But it's hard to do that when it's your mama, right? And he talked about hearing his mama have sex. I've heard that myself. I'm gonna explain something to you, right? How disturbing that shit is. It's the most disturbing shit a boy can ever hear. And then I didn't even really hear it as a boy. I heard it as a teenager. And it was jokes. It was laughing. It was funny. And that type of stuff, bro, it makes you view women a certain way. And it's not like you have this thought of, it's not that you have this thought that all women are bad. What it does is it shakes your world and makes you realize all women ain't good. And you saw it from your mama. It's one thing to get your heart broken. That hurts from any woman doing that to you. But have your mama break your heart, that's a whole different ball game, bro. Whole different ball game. It's hard to get past it. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about, Tommy? My mama wasn't no madam. I never said that. I never said she was a madam. So I don't know what you're talking about right there. I want to show y'all something else. So after this scene happened, she went to Instagram, right? She said a mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity. It dares all things and crushes down remorsefully all that stands in its path. I love my children more than anything in the world. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you came in a little late, Tommy. I had already kind of got back on track, but appreciate you, my boy. But I want y'all to see this a little big. I'm too big. Hold on. She said, a mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law. It knows no pity. It dares all things, crushes down remorsefully all that stands in its path. I love my children more than anything in the world. All right. I don't think I wouldn't say she doesn't love her son. I think she does. But see, this is why I always challenge this mentality of, in our community, because a father isn't there, he doesn't love, and because the mother is there, it's the most love in the world. Sometimes a mama being there is the worst thing. Sometimes a mother can mess that son or daughter up more than any man or any part of life could. I told y'all that shit hit different when the person that gave birth to you, nurtured you, supposed to love you, supposed to be that shoulder you can lean on. It's different when they attack you. It's different when they show you the worst of the world and don't give you an understanding. Just tell you to go in your goddamn room. Or tell you, this grown folks' business, but the grown folk business being done in front of you. And then when you come back later in life and tell that boy, you tell that boy to get over it, get past it. Or you don't even say anything, you just overtalk him, or you try to get your points in. I saw the whole video. I don't want to show y'all the whole video because I don't want to get demonetized, but y'all should go watch it. In that video, she became way more defensive. And Scrappy did something, right? Scrappy said, and you held it down. You took care of the family. You know what I'm saying? You put some money behind my rap career, and shout out to her for that. But here's the thing. What else was she supposed to do? That's her job. Me being at my daughter's cheerleading event tonight, there wasn't no favor. Because other kids don't have it don't mean that she's supposed to be more grateful before me being her father. I'm supposed to be her father. It doesn't make sense for somebody to say, I did this for you and I sacrificed for you. And it's like, what else you gonna do? You had the children. So instead of just listening to her son, she made it about herself. I was on Black Man Unfiltered one time, and he played this video with this trans guy. I don't even know what to say no more. But this guy that wanted to be a woman or whatever, right? And he was talking to his mother about what he had been through, how she treated him. And she said, well, what about me? Pause. Now, When anybody else you deal with that's not your boyfriend, no, I ain't gonna say your boyfriend, that's not, I don't even know who you would do this to. In what other situation would that be acceptable for somebody to say, well, what happened? Look what happened to me. Your child is telling you what happened to them. I was talking to my homegirl the other day, and we were talking about her situation with her and her mama, and how her mama was like about to discipline her child, right? Which she's fine with, by the way. But she started cursing her granddaughter out, and then said, I'm gonna slap you, right? So my homegirl proceeds to check this shit, as she should, because there's only so far you're gonna go with my seed, right? My child. And her family comes back to her and says you should forgive your mother and patch up your relationship. And she was like, she the one that's constantly breaking it. And the mentality was, well, that's still your mama. So we're going to remove accountability and responsibility from the adult and put it on the child. Where does that make sense? Where else does that make sense? Where the child is at fault for a tumultuous relationship between an adult. How about sexual assault? Is it that girl fault that she came on to that older man? Is that her fault? Or is that man's fault for coming on to a little girl? Whose fault is that? I would go on a risk, I would go on a limb and say it's not the child's fault. Right? You understand why I'm bringing this up? Because we cannot continue to give mothers a pass. I'm sorry, we can't. Even understanding their nature, all that good stuff, I get it. But at some point, we keep talking about this children are first mentality. Is that just talk? I've heard so many women say, it's not about me no more. It's about my baby. The track record ain't looking too good. And this is not to say fathers are, heavenly beings that never make a mistake. That ain't what I'm saying. But since we talking about mamas, and Mama D to be specific, this is the same woman that causes hell in him and she causes hell with her son and his wife because she's battling for position. That's another thing we don't talk about in our community. Mamas get carte blanche to do bullshit. This ain't for you great mothers. This ain't for you good mothers. This ain't for you average mothers. This for you the ones that do shit like this. That boy said, I saw my mama sell other women's vaginas and give away her own. I'm gonna play it one more time. One more again for you, man. I'm gonna play it one more again for you. Because I don't think y'all really understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm not doing a good job, but we're gonna get to it.
In a whorehouse. I grew up in a trap house.
Yep.
So all I knew was that. You know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child point of view.
You never had to sleep with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on mama dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on mama just you know what I'm saying? The way I was raised, I had to deal with that because everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with it because ain't nobody come take me to give me no help. Ain't nobody got me no help. I learned about that when I got older.
Okay. Hey, so do you
this real, cuz this what this in my head, my whole life, in my head. The I go through, I can't even go to her, she hard. I can't go to you hard. So I'm on the concrete, my
He said, I had to deal with that in my head. I wasn't able to deal with that until I was grown. Was it his responsibility to get therapy as a child? Or was it his mama's responsibility to not put him through trauma? Or was it her responsibility to take him to therapy after he's been through trauma? I guess that's all him, right? Because leave it to some of you niggas and some of you women, you gotta go get therapy, black man. Y'all remember the therapist, right? The therapist that went viral for calling black men dusty. Y'all remember that? Or did I just imagine that too? We just tripping. The question I always get asked to black men is, who hurt you? When we have any issues, to just can't even voice an issue about women without us being called weak, beta, broke, dusty, and being asked the question, who hurt you? You can't even confront your childhood. Some of the comments in that comment section is disgusting. Making excuses for this woman. She had to do it herself. So because she was by herself, it was an excuse to have hoes running in and out the house. She was literally baby D on Friday. Hoes selling coochie coming in, selling weed, doing her, all that. I know what it's like. Back to your regularly scheduled program where I'm from. It's not as abnormal as we think it is. It's not. But there were also women in that conversation talking about how they can't talk to their mothers. Because even women are not exempt from the mama. Mama is the top of the pecking order. Mama can't be addressed. You can't call mama on her stuff because she gave birth to you. Your mama black. Your mama black, nigga. As if I didn't know the complexion of my mama, right? There's so many brothers that deal with what this is why it went viral. Y'all think it went viral because you got to see a man be emotional. No, it went viral because so many men and girls could relate to that dynamic between the child and that mama. And the sad part is a lot of you single mothers, not all of you, y'all gonna recreate that same situation because you got no balance. For whatever reason, whether the nigga left you or you wasn't shit and he left you again, or he just was the worst man ever, but you never should have had a baby by him. Whatever the situation, you can blame the man. Fine. Blame him. Whose fault is it that kid is being used, manipulated, being told he the man of the house when he 10? I went through that. And I get it. She's a woman. So she looks at you different than she looks at the girls. I accept that. I accept that 100%. What I can't accept is when I'm actually coming to you, the parent that's supposed to be the most emotionally intelligent, the woman that's supposed to understand emotion better than anyone else that I know, my mom. She's supposed to understand me better than anybody. These moms need to be in jail or 6 feet under. Facts. And I dropped the link if y'all want to join. Tommy, if you want to come up, you can come up, bro. If some people call fathers sperm donor, then this type of mother is solely a vessel. Facts. What's Savannah talking about? I had to politely correct a lady at the grocery store the other day. The way she was speaking to her son was insane. They get off on humiliating and demeaning their sons in public and on social media. Wow. I agree. I'm going to go there too. Before I go into anything else, let me get to the super chat. Shout out to my guy, Ricky Webster, with the $4.99 super chat. Says, sending support and donating something towards your fish plate, brother. Appreciate you, my brother. And I appreciate you for always coming through and just dropping some money in the collection plate, man. I appreciate everything you do. So what we gonna do? gonna get to that money.
Get to that money, let's 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 get to that A, let's get to that money, 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 let's get to that A.
Oh shit, I see what I did, Tommy. I got you. Hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Some sense, world class. God damn. All right, let me get my guy Tez to fire and it's my boy what it do.
What's going on, bro?
Man, trying to get through this one, bro. I'm trying not to go too hard, but I got to cook.
No, that's what I said, bro. I mean, this a conversation that you gotta cook on because you can deal with it from a perspective that I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know, our situations is different.
Right.
But one of the points that I wanted to bring here, and I know you gonna bring it as well, but you know, I want to go ahead and get this out the way. Is, I don't know about you, bro, but I seen a whole lot of women on Facebook say, "Oh man, it's Scrappy is so this and he's so that, and we need to be here for our men." But why it take Scrappy to do that? Why Ted to find CJ 100 can't tell y'all the exact same thing that we've been telling y'all for over 2 years now, and it makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Why do it matter if it's Scrappy, if it's 5100 CJ, if it's Ted the 5, if it's World Class, Tommy B? Why do it matter who the person is if the message is the message?
You know,
Eddie
bro.
Griffin, go ahead.
Bro, I just found it funny how the women in the background were crying. And I'm like, I've literally seen some of these same women clown men for being too emotional.
Yep.
And it's not that a man can't be too emotional. That's not the point. You're supposed to be the most understanding of emotion. That's what they say. Maybe I'm true.
I mean, bro, you just look at it like this. We say this all the time. Believe 49% of what they say. Because it always show you the opposite. And like I said, bro, I just think what this clip showed a lot of people is what we've been saying, what this space been saying for a minute now, which is men don't have a voice in our community. We gotta be wild and reckless to get y'all attention. Because when we try to tell you about it in these spaces, we misogynistic, we bigots, we hate women. It's like, wait a minute.
No matter who it is.
It don't even matter.
Don't matter who it is. It can be Tommy B. It can be World Class. They the guys that you could say that's in the middle as far as balanced in this space, and they still get it.
Yep. And then you look at guys even like Sir Hale. He hate women. It's like, bro, what is it gonna take to get this message across? And you see the women that's in his life, they both think they mean. They both think they can do everything that he can do. He said it. I can't talk to you, mama, because you hard. I can't talk to my wife because you hard. So I'm walking on concrete. That's why when we talk about femininity and masculinity as the yin and the yang, because it got to be some balance somewhere. If not, we just two rocks continuously clash and ain't nobody getting nowhere. But this what happened. Years of build-up came out in that scene. And the issue with that scene is there's a lot of brothers that's never going to get that scene in their life. They going to go to their grave with all that hurt, all that mental trauma. That's the sad thing.
Tommy B.
What's up with y'all, man?
What up, bro?
I'm like you, Ted. I personally didn't deal with this. My mom's dope. Mm-hmm. But in watching this clip, and I've seen the whole thing too, it proves what I always say. And what I always tell y'all is a woman's favorite position ain't doggy. It ain't missionary. It's victim. They gotta be the fucking victim. If you watch that at the end, The broad was telling her, your son need a hug. Well, I'm hurt too. Okay, you just made a post talking about how much you love your kid, and your kid needed a hug, but you needed yours. So, and y'all continually put your needs over your kids. If you love your kids that much, I hate to see how you treat your fucking enemy. You know, we have when you look at these families, I seen somebody make a post today, and it was telling men like, hey, you know, if you're unhappy in a relationship, you know, don't just stay there and be unhappy. So many men stay in these relationships and they unhappy. You know, you got to think about your own happiness, yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, because again, a woman's favorite position is being a victim, here comes a woman. Oh, well, that goes for both sexes. No, bitch, it doesn't. Because you bitches always leave when you're unhappy. The proof is in the fucking pudding. Like, they don't even understand how many niggas stick around solely for the motherfucking kids. Unhappy than a motherfucker. But I'm going to put the kids first.
Facts.
And all these bitches these days, my happiness, my happiness, my happiness, my happiness. Me, 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 me. I tell people all the time, and this ain't a knock on your generation because it goes back to mine too. The most selfish generation of bitches ever created. Me, 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 my, me, 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 my. Period. I'm not happy. Fuck if the kids is happy, I'm not happy. But then we'll turn around and try to say this mother's love bullshit. Well, if you loved your son that much, you would have been walking on you getting dick down. Again, if that's showing love, I'd hate to see how you treat your enemies. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear too many stories of guys smashing and their daughters walking in. It don't happen. We make precautions. We make sure that ain't even a fucking possibility.
Facts.
But dudes walking in on their mama getting smashed is everyday talk. We don't even need to get on talking about how y'all talk to y'all kids. Because I always have female go, oh, well, dudes do that too, but not to the level of female. I ain't seen too many dudes calling their daughters a bitch. I ain't seen too many dudes calling their son a bitch. I see that all the time with mothers. All the fucking time. So it just, when they start off with that a mother's love, fuck out of here, man.
You know what's coming.
Fuck, I'm just saying just that statement because now you already trying to big dog a father's love. Fuck out of here. And no disrespect, but fuck them 9 months you had in the belly and all that shit too. Because if that shit meant something, then y'all would considerably treat them kids better than you treat them. And that's something that ain't talked about. You know what I'm talking about? That type of shit, you know, is again, like I said, you breaking up a family that you literally watch your kids perfectly fucking fine in because I'm not happy. And it's bullshit, dog. It's just like I said, dog. It's just when you watch that video, you watch, you know, you see them telling her that he need a hug, and she immediately goes, "Well, I'm hurt too." What I always say, a woman's favorite position is victim. It's why when they cheat, what's the first thing they say? But you
cheated first.
No, not even cheated first. But you wasn't doing this. You wasn't doing that. What they friends tell them, girl,
or they'll say you probably cheated with no evidence.
Yeah, exactly. But but I have to be the victim.
Yep.
There's no circumstance I can't be the victim. And to be honest with you, that's why we can't talk to our moms about shit. Because as you saw in the video, they ain't gonna listen to listen. They gonna listen to respond. She trying to finish the nigga sentences. Bitch, listen. She trying to ad lib.
Facts.
Listen.
As a child, yeah. As a shut up.
But all that is trying to mold the story into how I can be the victim in here.
Right. I gotta stop you from being the victim right now.
And that's why I like the part when he went up to her when she said that, and he walked up her and said, "Go talk to your mama. Go talk to your daddy, because I ain't do shit to you." You know what I'm saying? Like that shit infuriates me, bro. It's you know, even with like my kid's mom, I was having a conversation with her recently and shit. And she talking to me, and I'm like, you chose that life. Like, you chose that. You left. You chose that life. So you don't get to choose that life and then complain about it. Enjoy.
That's too much like right. Ted, Tommy just came in. Cool, what you got, Ted?
Man, bro, just going to what Tommy said, man, it's the victim role. Excuse me, y'all. The victim role was prevalent in that scene. And Tommy said it best, bro. It's like you see her trying to formulate the narrative of victim. Like the deeper and deeper the conversation get, the more and more she want to switch the blame to what I had to do. Like, bro, I got an example. Me and my wife were watching this case. And, bro, this woman was talking about how she felt like it was right not to tell her son who his real father was because of what she had to go through. She didn't want her mama to disown her for cheating on her husband. So this young man, well, he wasn't young then. At 30 years old, he found out that his father wasn't his father. And he also found out that the mother had cheated on his supposed father. And she was just up there defending herself. Well, it was the 60s and the 70s, and you know, back in them days, you had to do this. You had to milk a cow with your bare hands. And it's like, bro, you put this man through 30 years. Dude, he started questioning his lineage when he was 9 years old. And you want to know what her, she said, why didn't he ask me? Why should a child have to ask you who his father is?
Bro, I got a family member, right, that doesn't know who her father is, and she's 26 years old, right? And I remember this guy coming around that was supposed to be her father, right? And he tried to keep coming around. He tried to be a father to her, you know, buy her things, you know, bring her over to his side of the family. And I went a couple times because me and this cousin is real close. And the looks we got, bro, it didn't fit. He didn't look nothing like my sister. And it got to the point where he couldn't even fake the funk. He just stopped coming around. And this woman, who was her mother, told her, me and you need to talk. I need to talk to you and tell you who your father really is. Noble idea. Shout out World Class. Noble idea. But when it came time for the conversation, she acted as if she told her daughter nothing and still won't tell her who the father is. Now, we got a suspicion because there's a guy in the family that nobody believes is our real cousin, but my cousin looked just like him. He's always around them specifically. So that lie that she's holding on to is literally damaging everything in that girl. And she doesn't care. Not enough, because she has to be the one that's squeaky clean in this. She can't be the one that's wrong, so she can't tell the truth. That fucks up her image. She could never be a victim in most people's eyes again, so she won't allow it.
Facts. And bro, that's the thing with Mama D. When Scrappy was exposing him growing up, it was making her look like the bad guy. So she can't have that. See, her excuse is, I did what I had to do to make sure you got clothes on your back, food in your stomach. And bro, when I hear shit like that, it's like, at what cost? Because now you creating damage in a child that was innocent, that had nothing to do with these outstanding situations. Mama D gonna sit up, she can sit up here and say, well, I had to pimp women out to get money. I had to sell drugs to get money. No, you didn't. That's the way you chose. And see, this is the problem that we talk about, bro. Accountability. And CJ, bro, me and you done had conversations about your parental situation outside of this, and I know what's going on your side of it.
Right.
But see, These the conversations that we get called complainers, whiners. We hate women because they hate that accountability. Mama D in her mind don't think she did nothing wrong, bro.
Look at that comment here.
He owes her because she funded his career. It's all transactional. Facts. She believed that them years of trauma got erased when he made it.
Right. And she benefited from it.
Facts. But he made it. Not you. He did. Bro, we was gonna talk about a couple of other brothers with the mama syndrome. Tatum and Lamar.
Right.
Bro, you see how much leverage these women have over their sons. And as a man, it make you sick to your stomach, bro. Because you know the mindset of a woman does not change the way she looks at a male. Son, husband, brother.
You start off, my little man. The moment your nuts drop, it's a problem. Now you just like your daddy.
Facts.
I heard it all my life. And I am just like my daddy. You laid down and made him with me. What you think? Like,
I just about to say, who else you supposed to be like? What? But I mean,
go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, coming from somebody that had a dad. When my mom and dad divorced, and they didn't divorce till I was grown. Yeah. But again, I'm gonna show you the victim role. So Pops kept it player. You feel me? She the one that left. He wasn't trying to dog her, wasn't trying to throw her in her butts, none of that shit. Mom's tapped in with me. Tried to get me on her side. I told her straight up, don't ever call my phone with that. This shit ain't my business. It's y'all business. I ain't looking at neither one of y'all no type of way. But don't ever call my phone like that. And I love my mama to death. You feel me? And she flipped. But it just shows you the mentality of women. Let me make sure they know I'm the victim here. I know the wrong my mama did. I know it. So let me get in front of this so they won't be, nah. Because you did it, so you need to stand on that. But at the same time, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not getting in y'all business. Y'all grown. What y'all did with what y'all did, it is what it is. But the simple fact that you felt the need to try to tap in with me and try to, throw some dirt on it, like, nah, that ain't gonna work. But, if you dealing with these niggas that's raised by, they would have fell for some shit like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so important to have these dudes around and know how to handle situations like that. Because, again, like you said, that's why they got a lot of these dudes wrapped around their finger, because I tell people this, just like what you said, CJ, I'm the same way. I went to my daughter's football game today. I said it yesterday on Black Man Show. I hate when people tell me I'm a good dad. I'm not. I'm just a dad.
Facts.
It ain't shit special I do. I do what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I just look at this as just standard dad shit. But you know why? Because these women want credit for I clipped their nails. I changed the diaper. I cut his hair. I gave him a bath. Like you said, the fuck you supposed to do? You had him. You don't get strikes for that shit. But I've said this all the time. You could give every baby mama on earth a 14-karat gold statue, and they still gonna want more credit. It still ain't gonna be enough.
You know that old saying, like, black, especially in our community, right? The saying is, good baby daddies get bad baby mamas, and bad baby daddies get good baby mamas. And that's not what it is. I know why it seems that way. The reason people think that is because there's conversations that are had like, well, you complaining about your baby daddy, mine don't do nothing, and your dude doing this. But what she don't understand, that most of us men understand, is if she was in that same position as that woman that got a baby daddy that's doing more or whatever, she would complain more times than not. They can't, They have to be a victim even when the situation is good.
Bruh,
I see this shit all the time. Go ahead.
my BM be posting shit that ain't got nothing to do with her motherfucking life, bro. Just like, and I tell her like, dog, you can, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that she be trying to put that off on me, but I'm just saying the mere fact that you posting this, and you know that, you in a situation where you got a baby daddy, you know what that's gonna come off as. You can't even like, and what's confusing me is you can't even relate to this shit. Like, she don't even understand. Like, bro, I'm literally watching females in fucking tears on TikTok telling chicks, if you ain't got to have your kids 24/7, you need to be thankful because this shit is stressful. And you know what? I agree. Because I'd have been in a position where I'd have had to have them, for a week straight.
Yeah.
And I feel for them women. I 100% feel for them women. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, yeah, you shouldn't have to do it by yourself.
Yep,
But
I agree.
you're 100% right. When these chicks do have one, it's almost like they trying to fit in. They have to find something to complain about.
Bro,
Oh, we missed the weekend. Oh, you
bro,
did
my
this.
baby mama called my ex-wife had like makes it her mission to call me baby daddy. And it's like, bro, first, I'm your ex-husband. Second, why do you keep wanting to hang on? That's why I say it's cultural. That's why we talk about our culture so much. Because it's almost like if you don't say nigga, you ain't black. Okay, if you don't have a baby daddy, you ain't a black woman. It's like they perpetuating the same thing that's destroying them and people around them. My ex-wife still do that shit. I have to check it all the time. Because it's like, bro, you've never been alone. You've been without me, but you ain't never been alone when it comes to this parenting shit. And when it's like they can't see it.
I tell people when I was growing up, Morris Chestnut was my sister's husband. Nowadays, it's my baby daddy. You see what I'm saying? Women even call each other baby mama. Women literally call each other baby mama. Like that's how fucked up the shit they got. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you see the little girls now, whoever they got their crush on, that ain't their husband. It's their baby daddy.
You my baby dad.
The shit is sick.
What you got, Ted? Go ahead.
Man, I was just gonna respond to Sugar Bomb comment. It was up there. I know you was gonna get to it.
Yeah, you know I was gonna get to it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this, man. I look at it like this: anger, resentment. Those are all things that are part of life. It don't matter what your title is. I should be able to feel that for you no matter what you done did. If I feel like you done wronged me, that's like trust. I mean, I don't just trust you because you around or because you done been around me for a minute. When you do something to break that trust, I gotta look at you different. And it don't matter if you mama, father, wife, it don't matter. All that stuff is conditional. See, the problem is we don't want to admit that to each other.
Yep.
I understand that my wife's love for me is conditional. And see, men have to swallow that pill early, but see, like what Sugar Bomb is saying, because she stayed supported and raised them. Okay, that's cool, but ain't that your job? See, when we talk about transactional, when I go to my job and they give me a paycheck, that's transactional. Ain't no love there. See, in that situation where you stay supported and raised them, you should do that for free. That shouldn't be a transactional move. He shouldn't just forgive you automatically because you are a title. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, I'm just gonna say this right quick. Let's get this singularly understood. I didn't ask to be in this motherfucker. You brought me into this bitch. I did not write you a letter. I didn't make a phone call and say, hey, bring me to earth. No, bitch, you laid on your motherfucking back. You took some pipe, and that's how I got here. I did not participate in coming to this motherfucker. Period. So I don't
That's
owe you a
facts.
motherfucking thing.
Bro.
You brought me here.
And I want to say this to Sugar Bomb because I understand. Like, I understand what you're saying. I can understand you feeling away. But here's what women just don't truly understand, even if they do it for one situation or one circumstance. Here's what y'all don't understand about men. We deal with so much and we still keep a strong shoulder, strong face, no matter what way we feel, especially when it comes to our kids. I love my daughter to death, but when she got cousins around the corner at her auntie house and it's all them kids over there, at that moment she want to go over there. I only get her for 3 or 4 days every other week. So when she says I want to go over there, I really don't want her to go, but I'm not even gonna let her know that. It's like, baby, go have fun. I'm not gonna hold that against you. That's what fathers have always done. That's always been how we are. So when you saying what you're saying, I understand it, but your feelings. This is another thing, Tommy and Tez. They don't understand how it feels for their feelings to be second. It has to be first, no matter who it is. That's why they have the biggest holiday in America. Damn, it's not the biggest, but damn near. That's why. Because even the men that are in power, that subjugate other men and other families, they understand that. They just sell them a bunch of bullshit and give them a bunch of commercial and ads and discounts so they can go buy their products. They don't give a damn about you. They just know you're in your feelings. They know that that's the most important thing. Go ahead, Ted.
Facts, bro. And I was even gonna mention this, bro. Like you said, you look at the holidays, and let's use the example. Let's say I tell my wife, I tell her family, I tell my family, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day, we don't celebrate our anniversary. Them folk gonna look at me like I'm just this bum, terrible, horrible guy. But I love her. I treat her right. I'm a father to my children. I make sure the bill paid. But see, don't none of that matter. Because in our community, you have to show everybody your affection for the black woman. So that means I gotta go buy a $400 purse. That means I gotta go buy red bottom shoes and then post it on Instagram to let people know how much I love my black woman. But see, CJ, you mentioned something, bro. When it comes to mothers, they need that 100-fold, my boy. Mother's Day ain't too far behind Christmas.
Look what she got on.
I just saw that titties all out.
She trying to live her 20-year-old life in her 60 to 70-year-old life.
You know who this remind me of? This remind me of Mama Duck, FBG Duck Mama, right? And y'all remember Tommy Sotomayor, the guy that was causing havoc, right? She came on his show and he interviewed her. And, you know, Duck had a old partner that he fell out with. And that old partner had video clips or sound clips of him talking freaky on the phone with his mama. Now, was dude a sucker for putting that out? Absolutely. But right now, that ain't the point. This man was talking to this man's mama inappropriately and got put out. And then when Tommy asked her about it, she was like, that ain't my son's business. That ain't my son's business. And he is into it with him.
A mother's love. A mother's love.
Hey, but that's the thing, CJ. Nobody should be able to hold her accountable, bro. She just enjoying her life. She just having fun. She just enjoying the time that was robbed from her. But
No, Ted. She doing the best that she could.
I mean, but Tommy, that's what we hear all the time, bro. Like I said, man, it's so crazy when we see these situations because it's like, bro, we talk about this, bro. We have shown y'all time and time again. At the end of the day, bro, they want the credit. They want all the adulation. They want all the love, but none of the blame. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I just feel like, especially with this situation, bro, as emotional as Scrappy got, that didn't change shit in her mind, bro.
No.
She going back to be the same Mama D that's out here clout chasing, out here trying to look like she in her 20s. She going right back to doing it because she gonna live her life. Forget what Scrappy feel. Forget his emotions. Yeah, we cried on that show, but it's back to hollering and cussing them off.
No. He cried. Not we.
Oh, good point. Good.
But it's gonna go back because it ain't her fault at the end of the day. Again, no. I'm hurt too. I'm a victim. You can't leave that part out. I'm a victim too. Like it's sickening to a point. And unfortunately, of course you don't want to say all, but it's a good majority. And I'm talking about even the good ones. You know, even the good ones. Y'all have this thing where y'all love to be victim. It just is what it is. Again, like I said, when you see a female cheat, it's, oh, but you did this, or you wasn't doing this. You know, the girlfriends, oh, this, and this. I even had this conversation yesterday. And I said, you know, funny thing that women don't know. Single guys that got a married dude, we don't tend to try to get him in trouble. We tend to try to keep him out of trouble. But what do single women do with married women? They try their motherfucking best to get them bitches in trouble.
Try to destroy you.
Do that. Go against what he said. Girl, da. Bro, I had a nigga when we was in the military when we was super wild. And we would always tell my nigga, man, we gonna see you later. Just to hold him down, we would come by the house and kick it with him and shit, drink with him and shit, just so he could feel like he part of, the squad and shit. But when we went out to do us, we left that nigga at home with his wife. Because as men, we know that this is just a phase for us, and eventually we're going to get to where he's at. And so we used to tell him this, look at him as like our motivation, like we want to get there. But right now, we just doing us right now. And it's crazy how that's never talked about, because, when we had these conversations and you hear a lot of these married folks say, oh, you can't be around single people, yada, yada, yada. The funny part is with women, I agree. But with men, again, we don't tend to be trying to get our married partners in trouble. We tend to push them towards their wife. Nah, man, stay your ass at home. Now, of course, you always got some assholes and some outliers, but for the most part, most dudes ain't trying to, get you.
We on some. You sure you want to do that, bro?
Exactly. You feel me?
All right. Go ahead, y'all. I'm gonna keep going after y'all drop down, but I'm gonna give y'all final thoughts. Let me get Tez's final thought. I know you got to get back to the wife and baby boy, so let me give you your final thoughts, my boy.
Man, overall, this ain't nothing new to us. As men, bro, we see this all the time. We done talk to our brothers about it. We understand the trauma that we go through. That's why we tell all brothers, man, get you a circle of like-minded brothers that you can talk to. Because if you don't, bro, this situation like this have you considering self-deletion out here. Because like he said, he been having to deal with this all this time. He ain't find out about therapy until he got grown. And even in our community, therapy is a stigma. It's a bad thing. You're crazy if you go there. But all this did was show what we talk about. This ain't about men ain't trying to be the victim. We just trying to overcome just obstacles that's thrown in our way, even from mothers. And unfortunately, in our community, they the untouchables.
Wait a minute. They the who?
The untouchables. You can't say nothing about them. You can't say nothing to them. Because if you do, if they got a weak husband or if you got a weak stepfather, he taking their side. Now, you know you shouldn't have said that to your mama. It don't matter how true it is. You don't hurt your mama feelings. That's where this happy wife, happy life bullshit come from. Because at the end of the day, if both of us ain't happy, ain't nobody gonna be happy. Every mother that's on this panel, I hope if you raising a young man, you see stuff like this and you realize that I can't do that to my son. Because you don't understand what that's doing to him. Because you don't understand the way a man's mind works. I don't care how many men you was around. Oh man, I was around my brother's block. It don't matter. You was around them. You wasn't them. Women, be more careful when you raising these sons, man. Show them the feminine side. You ain't got to be concrete. That ain't your job. Sometimes you can be the emotional factor that he need in his life. And on that note, bro, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I just shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to my boy CJ. And my boy, I know you gonna cook the rest of this one, man. So do your thing.
All right, my boy. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Sure.
Salute. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to talk about this. It's actually something that I really wanted to talk about. I was actually thinking about doing the show on it myself because literally when I seen the video, again, I don't even, have this experience, but it triggered me, especially the reaction to your son need a hug. Because again, like I said, I'm so sick of whenever we do express some shit, it got to be flipped to what about me? But what about me? And this, that, and the other. Like, I think that's just something that we all men deal with. And then, the whole mother's love thing, like we need to throw that bullshit out. Like that shit just needs to stop. And the evidence shows that it needs to stop. But I just think it's unfortunate. I'm glad I had my pops because my pops was one of them old heads that he wouldn't look at you like that. If he was expressing some shit like that. Matter of fact, I remember him telling me one of the reasons why he had second thoughts about giving me whooping, even though I forced him to give me more. But because he said one time he gave me a whooping, I told him I felt like a slave. And instead of him, being like a lot of these parents and like, fuck out of here or whatever, he listened. And so in situations like this, even though my pops, wouldn't support me, crying about every little thing that happened, but on some serious shit like that, he would listen. And that's why I made that point about, these women talking about how much they love their kids and stuff, but then when you watch how quickly they'll break up a family, and we know the effect that has on the kid,
right? Then
it makes me think, because their thing is always, I'll put my kid above me. But then you'll break up the family over minute shit because you quote unquote not happy. And again, they don't even know how many men stay in these relationships unhappy because we don't talk about the shit. We just deal with it. Fuck it. I picked the goofy bitch. I'ma just stick it out. So, I think a lot of that shit just needs to be understood. I hope dude go get the help that he need. You feel me? And yeah, man, it's a good show, man. Good topic, man. I appreciate you having me up.
Man, appreciate you for coming through and blessing like you always do, man. Salute to you, Tommy B.
For sure, big dog.
All right. So look, I'm gonna keep cooking because, like I said, I got examples of this stuff in my life. Like when I be telling people, I know this single mother shit. I know this, my baby, my son is this and when I say I know it, bro, I know it. Like the back of my black hand, bro. I know what goes on. I know the lies that get told to these boys and kids really, but boys specifically. A lot of these boys, they don't get to talk. And what I've noticed, that this idea that black men specifically, but men generally, don't know how to express our emotions, that's always laid at the feet of men that was like, get up, your knee scraped. And it's like, don't look at one side of it. Our dad also picked us up and said, keep going. Because he knew what it was like to be a man. The mama of this, look at this picture right here. Let me there you go. Look at that picture. Look at it. That woman has no respect for her son to even be in a picture with her son like that. It shows the lack of respect for her son, the lack of him being a man, the lack of understanding the embarrassment that he gonna feel from that. Whether he weather the storm or not, it's still an embarrassment. She don't care nothing about it. This idea that mama, and specifically black mama, can do no wrong, that shit gotta stop. I got an example, right? Because another part of this that I didn't really get into is his relationship with the two women in his life, Bambi, his wife, and Mama D, his mother, right? They're battling for position of being the strongest while yet being the biggest victim. I got a personal experience with that, right? So I was at my mother's house for my sister's prom, right? My ex-wife at the time, my wife at the time, had done her hair for prom. She was tired, right? So let me do this right quick, because I ain't even gonna play with this shit. So she was at the prom, at the house doing her hair for the prom. And my mother wanted a shirt ironed. And my ex-wife wouldn't do it. And she talked to me about it, and I was like, shit, you ain't gotta iron her shirt. You know, I already did enough for free for my sister. You good. So my mother pulls me to the side and she says, you know, your wife is so disrespectful. I didn't even know what she was talking about, honestly. And she was like, you know, I asked her to iron the shirt and she was just so nasty. She could have done it. And I'm like, Mama, she didn't want to. She just did hair for 2.5 hours. She don't want to iron your shit. She doesn't have to. She's not obligated to do it. Well, I'm just saying, you know, I'm your mama and she could have done that for me. It wasn't a big deal. It's like, and you also could have done it. That's not her job. She got mad at me, pointed her finger in my face, right? I just got up, said, fuck this shit. I said, fuck this shit. Walked out. My mother chases behind me, cussing, talking all crazy, right? Pushes me in the back of my head, right? And as she did that, my wife at the time was coming up the stairs. And my stepdaddy comes outside, tries to grab her. I'm trying to grab my wife at the time because she want to whoop her ass, which I understand. But even with that, she's out of place because it's not going to do no good. It's not going to be better because you whooped her ass, right? It's the same situation with Bambi and Mama D. They battling for position over this man, but they see him as a boy. They see him as an object. We talk about objectifying. We don't want to talk about objectifying men work. We don't want to talk about objectifying a man for his provision and not caring about nothing else. We don't want to talk about that. It's a one-sided argument. It's a one-sided conversation. Let me show y'all some shit, bro. Let's do this. Let's go to this comment section. And I'm probably gonna wrap up. Let's see. I'll probably wrap up in like 15, 20 minutes. I see y'all ain't even really in here tonight, but shout out to the person that's here right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this ain't the sexy topic, but I'm gonna cover it. So, all right. So let's go to this comment section. Let's get in there. Make sure it's. I'm gonna put it on the main screen. All right. Okay. I like that she listened to him. When I try to talk to my mom, she gets defensive. Let me make sure I ain't tripping, because she listened to him. Let's see.
I grew up in a whorehouse. I grew up in a trap house.
Yeah.
So all I knew was that, you know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and like you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child
to,
point of view.
you
How
never had to
looked at
sleep
it.
with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on mom dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on mom just you know what I'm saying? The way I was raised, I had to deal with that because everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with.
That's what we call listening? All right. Shit. Well, all right, cool. So you got exactly same here. My mom too, yada, yada, yada. All right. I'm not even finna go through that thread. I don't even know why that motherfucker showing out there. Okay. I think we need to chill the fuck out on Bambi for real. This mother has ruined all of this mama's relationship. Wait, let me read that again. I'm tripping. I think we need to chill the fuck out on Bambi for real. This mother has ruined all of this mama's relationships. Her and Erica had the same issue. She has no respect for any woman he tries to marry and respect. For Bambi, especially having given this man 3 children, when they lean on you like the mother they didn't have and can't control their emotions because of all the trauma, but also haven't received therapy. It's a lot on the wife. She's making it about the wife. Even when it's a moment that's about a man, they make it about the wife. A man and his trauma, they make it about the wife. My goodness. Black man, what up, bro? Black man.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's up, bro? Yeah, I hear you.
What's going on with you, man? Yeah, I'm on the road, man. I went to pick my daughter up from college, and we headed back to the house, man. But what's going on, man? Tell me what you got going on today.
Man, I'm talking about this little Scrappy and Mama D situation. Have you seen the video?
Man, play it for.
All right. I got you. Hold on.
All right.
I grew up in a whorehouse.
It's playing now.
I grew up in a trap house.
Yep.
All I knew was that. You know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and like you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child
to,
point of view.
you
How
never had
looked
to
at
sleep
it.
with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on mom dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on mom just you know what I'm saying? The way I was raised, I had to deal with that because everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with it because ain't nobody come take me to give me no help. Ain't nobody got me no help. I learned about that when I got older.
Okay. Hey, so do you?
You know, this real good. Like this, this in my head, my whole life, in my head. The I go through, I can't even go to her. She hard. I can't go to you hard. So I'm on the concrete. My granddaddy ain't that hard.
Wow.
But guess what? And I ain't taking nothing.
Was you able to hear it, bro?
Yeah, man, I heard it, bro. Mama D, well, she always have been toxic, bro. And she can't blame. She can't blame crap. Yeah, and she was a whole herself, wasn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, she did that thing from the free throw line too, bro. So, but then, you know, this is a case right here, bro. Can you still hear me good?
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, this is the situation. This is the situation we be talking about, bro. When they said,
Yeah, you going out right now. I can't hear none of you saying now.
my life, she probably will be down in
Hey,
there.
black man, your sound ain't even coming through, bro. It's going in and out bad. I know how StreamYard be when you're on the road.
Yeah, I'm in the woods, bro. When I get up on the highway, I'll call back. I'll call you back.
All right. right? So let's get back to the comment section, okay? Because this is important, right? Because I do want to notice. I want to highlight the women that actually understood this situation. She says all he was looking for was an apology. And what's going on, CBN, my guy? What's going on? She said all he was looking for was an apology and some accountability. Let's normalize loving on our black men instead of calling them menaces because some things are internal. Carolyn Scott says black men need safe spaces to let out emotions without being judged. You got to keep in mind, quote unquote, mama's trauma too. Like imagine what she had to go through and see as a child herself. I'm sure she did a hell of a lot better than her parents did. But there just comes a point in time where parents need to break a cycle and take accountability so everyone can heal them. Best wishes to them. Okay, Miss Bree Sweet. Let's just say that a young woman was raised with a father that was a pimp and a dope boy. That girl saw men come in and out with guns on their hip, smoking gas, pouring up drink, smashing women being brought in and out with provocative clothing on, bringing him money. You would say that's toxic. Wouldn't you? You would say that's toxic. You wouldn't even second guess it. You wouldn't even bring up anything that man has been through. You would go straight to the fact that he exposed his daughter to the worst of life. But when his mama, we got to have sympathy. We got to have understanding. And what's the word everybody likes to use? Grace. But that father ain't gonna get now grace. Let's go back to the comments. Hold on. Let's get back to it. Hold on. Why I keep going up? Okay, here we go. So that was Bree Sweet. Had enough of her. Here we go again. Let's highlight that. This is just sad of a situation. Mama D probably had a terrible childhood too. Interesting. But I don't think Mama D grasped what he was saying though. Because at the end, she made a joke about changing a diaper and Scrappy was really pouring out his heart. Exactly. Junior Bella. Exactly. She still had to make it about mama. Had to be about mama, right? Let's keep going. Like I tell my father all the time, just say, you know what? I'm sorry. How can I be better and do better to heal you? Sometimes we just want to hear that you're sorry. You hear us and are sorry. Literally, that's all we be wanting to hear. My mama can't do it to save her life. Even she has apologized to me for some of the things she's done, right? And then she has to come with but you gotta understand. I, X, Y, and Z. I don't care about that. Your kid don't care about that, man. Why y'all think we care about what you feeling? Why y'all think we care about what you feeling when we're the kid? Because you've always made things, you know, I don't know how many of y'all have siblings and you were the older sibling or you knew the older sibling, right? And they would always say, it's your responsibility or whatever goes down. You're the oldest. I'm holding you accountable. Why you ain't got that same energy for yourself? Why I got to be more of the adult and I'm the damn child? I'm the offspring. I got to just be superhero. I got to be the most understanding. Now I want to be clear, this ain't just mothers that do this, but they're definitely the staunchest victim. They're the strongest apologists for their own behavior. You know what I'm saying? They do this shit all the time. I know so many people that try to talk to their parents, especially their mama, about what they've been through traumatic wise, and they just don't want to hear it. Well, I was young. Adolf Hitler was young. He wasn't an old man. Does age matter? Ted Bundy wasn't an old man. All right. CBN said, this is something another of us see and understand that does what that does to him. You might have to retype that one. I'm stuttering and shit, man. I mean, young males growing up in a single mom household without a strong man's leadership and mentorship that help build strong men. That part I understood. The first part I was kind of lost on. CBN. Give me a second though. I got you. But yeah. So let's get back to it. Cause I'm gonna go on this comment shit. I want y'all to see this shit. Matter of fact, let's do this. I'm gonna let this. Let's go to this one.
I grew up in a whorehouse.
All right, let's keep going. OT Genesis, I felt this. He definitely needs therapy. He pretty much admitted he's married to his mom. Oh, I got to get on this one. He went from a hard mother to a hard wife. I know what it's like from go to hard to soft. You find a great balance and security of want to release, heal, be better, and move forward in a healthy way mentally. This is what we need to see more of. Not fighting and fussing, messy, etc. Mama D is from a generation that does not know how to receive someone's raw truth and experience of them. They don't know how to take it seriously or just sit in it with empathy. They sometimes play the victim card to try to find a moment of comedy instead of just allowing it to stick. Family therapy would be great for them. Shout out to you, brother. I agree 100%. Raising culture's family. As a therapist, I guess that's what she's being a therapist at. It's important for parents to acknowledge and take accountability for their role in the childhood trauma in the effort to help the adult child heal. This is so heartbreaking, and I hope and pray Scrappy gets the healing he deserves. The same effort we put into protecting our children's physical health, we have to be just as vigilant in protecting their mental health. Well said. Oh, okay, I got you, CBN. This is something a lot of us go through. Facts. Even if it's not just the most traumatic situation, it's just like upbringing. But we have this idea that children, even if they become adults, should never question anything that was done. Even though we've seen them do it to their own parents. I've seen my mother do it to my grandmother. But I guess the rule only applies to me, not her. All right, let's see. Okay. We joke about daddy issues in the black community. A lot of us have mommy issues too. You can't go to your wife. She's hard. My goodness, that's worrisome. I want to speak on that point too, right? Because one woman said, the young man said, it's difficult having a mother that is so hard. And so, what's the word I'm looking for? A mother that is so defensive, so domineering. Because Mama D is definitely domineering. This is why I talk about a woman don't need to be masculine 90% of her life. That's not a good role for her to be in. Whether she had a baby daddy or ex-husband or just a nigga she got pregnant by, that ain't nothing. No matter the situation, a woman does not need to be alone when it comes to raising a child. They're not mentally fit for most of them. And that's just the right. I don't care if she's a good mom. Some women harm their sons by being overly sensitive, overly protective, overly emotional. It's the same thing. This one just looks worse, right? Because a mother is supposed to be emotionally available and understanding. Mama D isn't, right? But anyway, to the point that the brother made, I chose my mother and my ex-wife. I didn't realize that I had done it. Like I even said it, I was like, you know, you remind me of my mama. But to me, at the time, because we was young, I met my ex-wife when I was 17, right? We were young, right? And when I got out of that relationship, I realized, damn, she just like my mama, which is not a good thing in my eyes. But at the time, I'm just, that's my mama. I love her. Mama can't do no wrong. Even when I know she did wrong, it's just to me, I wasn't processing it as wrong. Why? Because mama can't be accountable. It's never mama's fault. It's just, if it ain't mama's fault, it's got to be somebody else. Who they leave? It's the child fault. In their mind, you were bad. My boy. Man, Drill, what it do, my boy? Like, and what's up, Jay? Coming through talking shit. What up with it? What up with it, Jay? Glad to have you in here too. I hope you still here because I sure didn't even say nothing earlier. My bad. But yeah, I chose the same woman that gave me hell for most of my life. And what's funny, I don't deal with my mother anymore. And the only reason I deal with my ex-wife is because we have a daughter. One I didn't choose, one I chose. When women hear us talk about single mothers, y'all really believe that we doing it from a place of chastisement and hatred. But it's not. Because I know what that boy is gonna go through to some capacity. I know what a boy gonna go through, especially with a toxic mama. I got an auntie that her language is motherfucker. Gonna cuss you out and have a Newport in her motherfucking face while she do it. Gonna talk to you like you nothing, and then go fix you a smoked sausage later and some noodles and give you a hug and act like it's just supposed to be brushed by. But let her man get wrong with her. She ain't let none of that go. Hold on, I gotta get my charger. Hold on. I'm gonna play this video again for the people that just came in so you understand what we talking about.
I grew up in a trap house.
Yeah.
So all I knew was that. You know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and like you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child point of view.
You never had to sleep with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on mama dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on mama just you know what I'm saying? The way I was raised, I had to deal with that cuz everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with it because ain't nobody come and take me to give me no help. Ain't nobody got me no help. I learned about that when I got older.
Okay. So do you
know this real good? Like this this in my head, my whole life, in my head. The I go through.
Man, look. It's like every time I hear it just, I don't know. It's like it triggers something in me. But what I was saying though, you know, Tommy B mentioned this earlier. We ain't even talking about how y'all talk to your kids. My mama has called me a bitch more times than I can remember. You know, I remember me and my mama were having this conversation. I don't remember. I did some shit. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't no sweetheart. I was a badass kid, right? But I don't remember what I did. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't remember what I did. But I was 15. No, I was 14. I was 13. I had just turned 14. And let's make this picture bigger. I need that to be seen, man, because I want y'all to understand who this woman is. Right? Hold on. I was 15 or 14, and my mama tried to whoop me, right? So at this time, I had just transitioned to high school, and it was official. My nuts had dropped. You know what I'm saying? I was fighting more. I was always a fighter, but I was getting active at this age. You know what I'm saying? And I was in ninth grade, but in 8th grade, 7th grade, she was whooping me with extension cords, right? And if y'all don't know what the extension cord is, let me see. Got some shit charging right now. But this is an extension cord for those that just may not know, right? This is an extension cord, right? My mama used to whoop me with extension cords. So fast forward, after all the extension cord, I still got marks on my back to this day from getting out the shower or being met in the shower with the extension cord, right? So, 14, and my mother is like, whatever I had done, she's like, you're gonna stop doing that shit, right? And she was like, you're gonna respect me in this house. At this time, I had been told I'm the man in the house for forever. I'm whooping niggas my age. I'm losing fights too, but I'm whooping niggas my age. Pussy is right here. Like at this age, I was lining up my first piece of pussy, right? Like my nuts had dropped, and there was no man in the house but me. And she thought I was just gonna let her whoop me with the extension cord. My body and soul and mind wouldn't let her whoop me with no more extension cord. Whoop me at all. She won't just put her hands on me no more. I got to that age where that shit just wasn't gonna fly no more. So she goes and grabs the extension cord, right? And she swings it. And I caught that motherfucker. And I had got strong, you know what I'm saying? Because I could see it in her eyes. She was just shocked how I caught that joint. It didn't really hurt my hand. And I snatched it away from her. And I was like, that shit ain't going down no more. I ain't that little boy that was fearful of you like I used to be. I still had some fear, but I wasn't fully fearful like I used to be when I was younger. So I snatched that thing, threw it down, right? And she tried to swing on me. So I grabbed her arm, pushed her up off of me. I ain't hit her. I've never hit a woman. Pushed her up off of me, right? So she calls the police, right? So the police come to the crib. I damn near got a domestic violence with my mother as a kid for not letting her beat me with an extension cord of her fist, right? So police come. They're like, since he's a juvenile, we're gonna take him to this mental health facility called Lakeside in the city, right? You know what I'm saying? So we get there, sitting, is this black therapist, she was a woman, and it was me, it was this juvenile detention teacher, little old white stocky dude, right? So we sitting there, and the dude was like, so what's going on with you? And I was like, whatever had happened that day, I told him that. And I was like, she was just trying to do this to me. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't gonna let her do it. He said, what else been going on? He's like, my mama was like, well, he don't take showers. That dumbass teenager shit where you don't want to take showers, right? Like some people go through it, some don't. I went through it as a teenager. So, he said, look, I'm gonna tell you something, son. Hey, look, the white folk love saying son to you or boy, right? So I'm gonna tell you something, son. If your mama so much as calls me and tells me you ain't take a shower, I'm gonna lock your ass up. And he asked my mama, what happened? Like, what? He was like, well, he grabbed she said belt. She didn't say extension cord. She said he grabbed the belt from me, and he started foaming at the mouth. So I got rabies now. I'm foaming at the mouth, right? And we end up coming back home that night. I ain't say nothing to her the whole ride home. Went in my room. I just didn't talk to her. But I had got kicked out of school. So my dad was coming to get me or whatever. So I got sent back to the hood with my auntie and them. I got to enjoy my last few days in Memphis, and then I ended up moving to Nebraska with my pops, right? But the reason this conversation is so important to me, because I don't say that women or mothers shouldn't get a pass because I hate women. I say it because when we give them a pass, they turn into this. That's what happens when they get passes. They get all this understanding for being a fucked up individual when nobody else around them is supposed to get that. Right? That's why I'm so against it. That's why I speak about single mothers the way that I do. It's not even just because I'm blaming them for being by themselves. It's that mothers should not be alone with children over years worth of time. That should never happen. That should never happen. And so many people get mad when I say that shit, but bro, I stand on it because this is what happened. Bro, I was abused. Hit it, smacked in my face, called all type of bitches. I'm weak. You know what I'm saying? I'm nothing. And then when I get older and I'm not doing what she think I should do, I'm nothing. She'll say, one day you're a great father. The next day she'll say, you ain't my son, bitch. And she wants me to forgive it. Matter of fact, before we had a situation that I talked about, before this shit got crazy out of control, when she came and disrespected me and put her hands on me, right? The week before that, I had forgiven her for telling me I was a bitch and I'm not her son. Over the most trivial shit ever. The most trivial shit. Because I didn't answer a text fast enough. And when I answered it, I didn't say what she wanted me to say. So at that point, I was a selfish bitch that was, what did she say? I was a selfish bitch and I'm no longer her son anymore. A week later, I forgave her. Then the week after that, she was throwing an iron at me. Anyway, let me bring up my brother Black David. What's going on, Brody?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the conversation because you hit a major chord, because hearing what you went through, I gotta say that you know this on me. You're asking yourself, realize that I got the extension cord. Imagine this: you come home from school, you messed up in school, you was fighting. Your mom or your dad tell you to go to the bedroom, take off your clothes, leave your underwear on, and you take the extension cord, whoop your behind. I've been through that as well. Extension cord, 2x4, twitch it, you name it. I've been through it. But what I noticed, what you talk about single moms, a lot of people don't understand this. Single mom cannot raise male kids. They were never designed to do that. They were designed to raise female kids. Males, grown-ass men, are designed to raise males. When I hear all this nonsense about women say they know how to raise a male child, it's BS. Today's society is a perfect evidence to use against all single moms. You say you know how to raise a strong man, then tell me why a lot of these men don't know how to control their emotion. Why would they want to give in lesson how to have emotion control, emotion intelligence? I had a lot of male mentors, even though I came from a broken home. My mom and dad got divorced. I was forced with my mom. I didn't like what I was going through under my mom because I remember seeing my father, my mom, the way they were acting. I could not look up to them. So I have uncles to look up to. I have people who are male role models. I had mentors. Two of my mentors are brothers. One passed away recently, about a week ago. The guy with a very big impact in my life, including his younger brother. His younger brother got me into working out. That's what I got damn strong. He was into guitar. He was a choir director. He would fly with it, but he knew how to make it cool. I see these things and I hear these things and I ask myself the same question over and over. When would they stop making excuses for women? I talk to my son and to my
And look, Black David, before you go, we not even saying don't hold fathers accountable. Do. But why can't we hold women accountable? Go ahead.
and that's what I'm talking about. I talk about accountability and responsibility. I always hear this for years in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s. It's always demand for it. It's always demand for it. Okay, man had to be held accountable. What about women? Hmm? Why can a woman be held accountable and held responsible? Why is that? Because they are female? In their side of their nonsense. You step out of this country, that don't fly at all. This is what I'm sick and look at today's society right now. As it is, this is the perfect example when you don't hold women accountable.
Facts.
If there's no but, ain't no what. When women are not held accountable, not held responsible, there's no more. And want to defend them, you should get attacked as well. You should. Before I came on this broadcast, I was looking to
You cutting out, Black David. Your audio and your video cutting out.
the main issue that's affecting the community. Why the new young generation are cut off. When I mean cut off, I look at Jedi Mike, I look at Cheeky Banter, their age group. Here, a lot of young men are saying, I ain't not dating no woman from the hood. I am done with them. I'm getting my education. I'm building my bank. When I get the chance to a company, if I can relocate outside the state, I will do it. This been going on since the 60s. I thought it was going on in the 80s doing African immigrant and other immigrant. No. Those who were able to go to the military to the early 60s were doing it. They are the original passport pros. They say they don't want none of the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Look at what's going on right now. There have been a great divide where you have two Black America. We got the trash America, which consists of the shenanigans you are promoting on social media. Then we got the secreted, under the radar Black America, where it's nothing but the elitists, which means the highly educated, the highly productive, the successful group of Black people who do not want to mingle with the rot.
Niggas.
And they don't even get it. You don't see them on social media. They're under the radar because they know why? They don't want you to know where they at. They don't want you in their business. They don't want you to screw up what they're trying to build. They're trying to build a new Black community that to replace the old Black community. Some even take it even further and say, you know what? Deuce, we live in the state. You can't blame nobody when they have the thing called passport, but you have a bunch of shenanigans going on social media. But look what's going on. They're the byproduct. A lot of these young men, they see what they were seeing. They have mentors to help to reprogram the bad program that went in the thing of home.
Yep.
I got saved by that.
Me too.
Have real strong, solid foundation men who taught me integrity, who taught me responsibility, who taught me accountability. They taught me work ethic. They taught me how to be consistent. They taught me to never give up. Stay on your grind until you reach to the particular goal and make another and keep on going. Do not stop.
And it's like women they don't even understand the concept of that. And I just think, and I think it's just in their nature. So I really can't even blame them. But the thing is like, okay, that's your nature. You need to understand it, respect it, and get it. Especially if that father is trying to be there, get that boy to his dad, because you can't teach him that.
But here's the problem: a lot of these females don't like. How would I put this? You've been in high school. I've been in high school. You ever notice a lot of females fail in history classes? History classes teach you the lesson that the old generation learned the hard way and trying to do better. History classes show you what create real society. If you check on every continent, every country in this world today, and go through their history, you will not see a single thread of history where the women built a society and it survived.
Facts.
You're not going to find it. You're not going to see it anywhere. It was men that built today's society. It was men that took the grueling job. Real men who put their back and their bone and their sweat and their blood beyond the tears, beyond the agony, beyond sickness to make sure the society stays standing. Those kind of men are able to create new generation of strong men.
Facts.
Today's women are making, I hate to say it, you're making Batiman.
Facts. And when we say that, we wrong, but it's facts.
No, I'm being hardcore as possible without trying to get you canceled.
Right.
Here's the problem.
You froze, bro. Your audio went out. Okay, I think I hear you now.
A lot of these feminine women don't know how to control their emotions. They think they're hard. They think they're strong. I tell them, no, you're not. Let me take you from this environment and throw you in another environment and see how you survive.
Tommy B said it all the time. Tommy B said the most emotional guys be the hood dudes that will go shoot up anybody, fight anybody. And I've said that shit too. Because we think that when we physically harm somebody or go handle that type of business, that's not an emotional act most of the time. Most of the time it's an impulse and it's a reaction versus it's a reaction versus processing the situation and seeing what you can do about it. That's a fact.
Let me take a trip from Mandrell. You know when you hear Mandrell talk about my country, about Africa is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we crazy. I grew up over there for 7 years with our young men. We have a dispute. But this ended up being a sport in multiple African countries whereby it's like a right to passage from boys to men. Real men are built from going through situations. You learn how to build survival skills. You know how to be tactical. You know how to analyze. You know the lay of the land and then some. A lot of these cultures have that. But when you come over here and I see all these men sagging their pants, I'm looking at what the hell is this? All the men, yeah, I was blown. I'm like, come on. I told people for more than 20 years, you think you're the hardest dude? Come out of side. And I promise you ain't gonna last not 1 week. You will break down. If someone take you from the city and throw you into the jungle, how you survive? Explain that to me. But a lot of us who came from a crazy country, it's society with a breakdown, it's no big deal. We know exactly what to do. And life goes. We were taught survival skill. Yes, there are men that can cook and clean. Yes, the men that can build a home, build a house from ground up, build a foundation. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I see young kids back in my country making cement bricks like it was nothing, and they get paid for it. They're learning construction skills from a very young age. There was no trade school. You go to the construction site, you wanna work, you wanna learn, yeah, be under him. They be your new apprentice. Learn from this guy. Before you know, the guy can build a house and then some. He can draw a blueprint and then some. You know exactly what to do. He knows how to survey the land and say, you know what? This land is not good for building a house. You do X, Y, and Z. This might happen. A lot of culture in this country raise strong-ass men who can survive anywhere around the world. But in this nation, we breed feminine men who don't have a strong backbone, who don't have a strong work ethic. Man, I don't feel like working. Yeah, I want to make my money fast and easy. Okay, look at your champion, Ian West and Kyrie, compared to Tyler Perry, who stick to his grind, stick to his purpose, stick to his plan. He got his own infrastructure. There are many just like him that we don't even hear, you read about. Those are real men. Those are men you want to be under their tutelage and learn how to build what they build, how to understand the nature of society, how to understand means of the money, let the money work for itself. There's so much you can learn from these people, but then we learn from the court jesters on TV. Looking at Scrappy, I already knew that from day one. I think this mom destroyed this man's life completely.
Yep.
Completely, because I saw that, and I any as man who grew under a strong mentor can read that situation quick and easy and tell you you're gonna be broken until you've been around men who are not echo chambers.
Yep.
Why I say men need counsel. I didn't say echo chamber, counsel. When you're wrong, they will grab you and let you know that you are wrong. You need to step it up. Stop slacking off. I needed that. When I had men grabbing by the shirt, put me to the side and correcting my behind, did I get mad about it? No, I let all that thing sink in. I thought to ponder about it. I think, you know what? They're right. They make me stronger. They make me better.
You would give us your final thoughts, bro.
My final thought is this. Ladies, you can't get a young lead.
Hold on. Say it again. You might have to say it again, bro. You cutting out again. Your sound and your video cutting out. Let me see.
It's sorry, don't mind me. I got a ISP shoot that tech coming in tomorrow to fix it. Well, I pay a lot of money for, so I did make it quick and simple.
Okay.
You don't have the father, let the uncle do it. You don't have the uncle, let your baby father brother do it. Find a strong ass man who have a strong foundation, who can guide that young boy to be a strong ass man. Stop trying to say you can make him be a man. You're not a man. You don't have the equipment to be a man. You have the equipment to raise women, not men. You can nurture them, but you cannot raise them. So let's stop that nonsense. This is why society is messed up. This is why our community is messed up. Talk about you don't want to learn from other cultures. Watch around you. Other ethnic people are doing better than us, but you know why? They know what needs to be done. They're not playing the genetic nonsense. Let it end, all right? Please.
I appreciate you, black man, for coming up, bro.
I wanted to say something about it because it needed to be said, because I'm old school with it, and I've been around elders a lot. Now, I get what they were saying. They told me our generation going to fail because of the nonsense that we're putting out there. Yeah. I was in my early 20s, and look at right now, I'm in the 40s, I'm watching, I'm like, man, this dude was correct. He was telling the truth. A lot of times people don't want to listen to wisdom from the elders. Man, they ain't telling me nothing, but look what's going on right now.
Facts.
We need to stop. We need to have a solution right now and start changing the narrative. If not, stay to the way to let somebody make the changes for us, all right?
Facts. All right, bro. Thanks for coming up, man.
Anytime.
Okay.
But we're here to bless your platform.
Appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
I got to work in the morning, y'all, but I definitely had to take some time to speak on this because, like I said, it's not an attack on women. You're just out of place. And some of that is black men's fault. I'm not one to just be like it's all your fault and you have no hand to play in this. You do. Black men do as well. You know what I'm saying? And this is just a part of me being more candid. You know, if y'all check out our podcast, we don't really consider YouTube podcast because it's a different platform. We Spotify, Apple Podcast. Let me see. I'll put it at the bottom for you so you can see it. Let's see. Yeah, right. We're on all platforms. So you can go listen to our podcast. We get deeper into things like this. We have these more in-depth personal conversations about the way we think as men, what we've gone through as men. Just the 5100 podcast, just like it is on YouTube. Just type it in, whatever you listen to your podcast on. We there. You know what I'm saying? We're 106 episodes, 7 episodes in. So, yeah, we do our thing over there too. But for my final thoughts, look. I would tell black men that's gone through what I've gone through what Scrappy's gone through, hell, gone through what CBN's gone through. Seek counsel. And always sitting on somebody's couch and talking to somebody to pay them money. That's not the only way to do it. Okay, I want y'all to understand that. It's not. You don't have to sit on somebody's couch. I'm on the couch right now. You know what I'm saying? I got brothers that hold me accountable. I got pastors that's seen decades of turmoil, decades of negative influences, decade of families being broken up, decade of abusive relationships that I talk to. You know what I'm saying? And I plan on sitting on the therapist's couch too, because I just want to get another diagnosis. I want to get an understanding. And shout out to my brother Hank, because he always talk about it, man. Black man, protect yourself at all times. Scrappy did that. For once, he looked at himself and what he was dealing with. And he put it out there on the line, you feel me? And that's what we need more of you brothers to do. Stand up, be men again, because we've fallen from grace. Make no mistake about it. We are not the men of yesteryear. Some of that is a good thing. A lot of that is a bad thing. I've never made the case that our generation is the best man. It's not. So therefore, we got to elevate. We got to get better. And we got to speak about the things that we've been told we can't speak about. And to the single mothers, the ones that are trying, that are ones that are actually, wanting their boys to succeed seriously, reach out to black men. That football coach that he got, get to know him. Talk to him so he can feed that back into your boy from a masculine perspective. Shout out to my coach, John Bush. Shout out to my coach, John Dowden, Coach JJ. You know what I'm saying? Because they played a big part in me not falling off the wagon for real. I always say this, man. Sports saved my life. All this comes back to is, man, we got to choose better. We can't get it 100% right. I didn't get it 100% right. But my child's mother is a damn good mother. I got to give it to her. I don't agree with everything she does, but she's a good mother. And I made some right choices. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not overly concerned about how my daughter's being raised when I'm not there. I don't like everything, you feel me? But I'm not overly concerned with it because I chose a woman that I knew would be a good mother. Now, a good wife, I dropped the ball on that. But just to wrap it up, man, if you got a young boy especially, you have to be quiet and let that boy say what he feeling. Because he already holding things that you don't even know nothing about. So when he try to talk to you, shut the fuck up. Simply put, shut the fuck up. Listen. Mama D could not do that. Listen to your black boys. You wonder why we have so many emotional issues and we're not emotionally developed and we're not emotionally intellectual and all that shit that y'all say. Cool. And we're trying to release some of that emotion. And you're supposed to be the one person on this earth that's supposed to be able to understand my emotion more than anybody. My mother, my wife. Don't spit it back in my face. Listen. Don't use it as ammunition. Unless you're using it as ammunition to shoot down that demon that's tearing me down. If that ain't what you're doing, just get out the fucking way. That's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. And shout out to Miss Polly, right? Hey, man, I'm thank you for coming through, but we shutting down, love. I've been on here 2 hours. I got to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for coming through.